Yeah, another
In
issue I'm finding, the BBC, I mean, I think the BBC really are the organ of disinformation. They tend to point the finger at the far right, and they kind of characterize the issue as farmers are kind of going over more to right-wing parties, and this is quite typical in the EU, where apparently most farmers now are voting for parties that will kind of roll back some of these climate agenda narratives. You know, the idea that fertilizer costs are going up and the restriction of fertilizer use, the withdrawal of subsidies for farmers for things like more fertilizer, um, diesel costs as well. The subsidies for diesel. You know, farming diesel. We know in the UK, farmers diesel is coloured a different colour. Because it's cheaper, you know, and again, it's one of those things. It was like a boost to the farming industry. We always used to value farming in the UK because we saw it as a vital sector in the British economy. As we probably all would admit, you know, the UK is not very good at actually feeding itself. We import a hell of a lot of food, don't we, Nigel?
Yeah, yeah. I think maybe half of our food is imported. We can probably come on to solar farms later. Um, but the point about far left and far right, I think the media are just completely out of touch because there's this whole other dimension of, let's call it, interventionism versus knowing what you're doing.